Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of the Fixer with Wolfsburg. Today we have our final home game of the Bundesliga season against Mainz, with Europe still very much on the cards, but not in our own hands. Let's have a look at the couple of results we've had since we've last been together. Where there were goals aplenty in our penultimate home game of the season as we drew 3-3 with Bayer Leverkusen, with Eriksson, Lindstrom and Beckham scoring our 3 goals, Schick with 2 and Mazza with the other for Bayer Leverkusen. And then last time around, goals from Max Arnold and Conor Gallagher saw us past Heidenhelm to set up today. As we go into the final 2 games of the season, we need snookers from here. We are 6 points behind Hertha Berlin. Now, we have a better goal difference than they do, but there are a clutch of sides in front of us that will probably beat us to it, to be brutally honest. Union Berlin, Dortmund and Gladbach are in much better positions than we are. So, yeah, we will see how we get on. It's not impossible that it could happen, but it's unlikely at this point. We need to win today to have any chance of taking it to the final day. That's all dependent on how Hertha Berlin get on away at St. Pauli. If they win, then we cannot finish in the top 6. Now, Europe may well go down to 7th. That is the only caveat that I will say at this point in time. We have a champion. Bayern Munich are the champions. 4 points clear at the top of the table. Stuttgart have already played this weekend. They beat Freiburg last night. So Freiburg are in the relegation playoff game at best for them. If Nuremberg win their 2 games that they have left, Freiburg will go down into Bundesliga 2, and then it will be Nuremberg that make the relegation playoff game. So yeah, lots to play for in the penultimate weekend of the Bundesliga. Let's have a look at the game with Mainz. So here are the 2 starting lineups as Grabara starts in goal for us. Compendi, Beckham, Jens, Berger, Arnold, Gallagher, Eriksson, Wimmer, Chukwueze with Pinkovic leading the line for us as Zenef starts in goal for Mainz. Polotsky, Olsen, Leishi, Gomez, Remberg, Chavez, Muller, Kras, Kinsgarden with Tazez leading the line for them. And it just goes to show the swing that we have had. Mainz were very much involved in the conversation and had been all season. And now they are down in 11th place. They have no chance of making it themselves. It is us that have that opportunity. Can we win to give ourselves a chance on the final day? It is a tough ask. But we'll see what happens. Just win. That's all we need to do. A win will give us a chance. But it is very slim, I will say that. With Gladbach, with Dortmund having a better points tally than we do at this stage, yeah, it's looking unlikely. For the 2nd year running, it's looking unlikely on the final day. You never know, though. We did have a bit of a miracle, almost, at Middlesbrough. Let's see what we can do. They're playing IB Leipzig. Gladbach. So that result isn't confirmed by any stretch of the imagination, but Borussia Dortmund are there. 7th might well be good enough for European football. I think that's one thing I will say. So it's not all over, but it will depend on the German Cup winner. It's not going to be us. I know that much. We were out of that before I even arrived. Berger has the ball, looking for Chukwueze. Trying to drive the ball into the penalty area. Looking for Wimmer at the far post. Gallagher with the volley. What a save from the goalkeeper. Lovely bit of football in the pouring rain. Bloody hell, it's May. It even rains in Germany when the sun's supposed to be out. Eriksson with the corner. Ball into the penalty area. No one there. Chukwueze might send it back in with interest. He will send it back in with interest. And it is just wide. And the goalkeeper was waving goodbye to it. We have started strong. I am very hopeful for next year as St. Pauli lead against Hertha Berlin. That is a good scoreline coming in, but it will benefit the sides above us a lot more than us right now. But we are very early doors. As Chavez picks it up into Muller. Into Leishik. On towards Chris Garden. As Chavez puts the ball well over the bar. Long way from goal. But he finds Kimpembe, who's with him. Can he find a shot? Oh, I would have put that across the front of goal. That was definitely better for someone in the middle. Just relax. So the pressure is not on us today. We just need to win. Do what we have to do. You know, you're supposed to win every game you play, right? So, yeah. Nothing changes for us as Gomez has got the ball. Trying to get beyond Berger far too easily. Gomez stood up by Chukwuemeka. I mean, Chukwuemeka is back inside his own half. Is he feeling all right? He was near enough inside his own penalty area in order to stay in this team. And I think we're going to buy him, personally. For 1.9 million, it is a bit of a no-brainer. But yeah, he has been one of the brighter sparks since I arrived. I found a settled lineup. I like this. Fischke and Berger swapping places today, though. The rest of them have kind of been permanent since I turned up and the January transfer window closed. Should say that. So yeah, it's just about building on what we've got, I think, rather than completely dismantling it, as Conor Gallagher has a shot saved. As Heidenheim lead Union Berlin. That is the other side. I couldn't remember. There were 3. I got 2. Cut me some slack. My braining power is not what it was. As Arnold has got the ball. Looking for Wimmer. So far, everything's going our way. Apart from the fact we haven't scored. And Werder Bremen leading Hanover. Goals flying in all over the place. Hanover already down. Werder Bremen looking to avoid finishing bottom of the teams that won't get relegated. Is that a thing? RB Leipzig are 2-0 up against Gladbach, though. So, you know, things are starting to happen around us. But if Hertha Berlin win, it's all over for us, basically. This is why I love this time of the season. You have to sit here. You have to get your calculator out. You have to start thinking, what could possibly happen? Hopefully, in real life, it will not have happened to Tottenham Hotspur. Because I don't think my heart could take it after the Brighton game. I'm a couple of weeks ahead in recording. I've had a bit of a surge in recording videos. So yeah, I'm enjoying playing Football Manager with Wolfsburg. It's fun. I love it. Scoring goals for fun. High scoring matches all over the place. 0-0, 35 minutes in and headed away. Come on, just need one today. Wimmer has got the ball. Will he supply it? No. Will Gallagher keep it alive? No. But there is not a Mainz player in that area of the park. As Wimmer picks it up again. Plays it back into Kimpembe. And Muller with the challenge. Oh no, I thought an offside flag was going to go up. But it's going to be a throw instead. Let's get one before half-time. The home crowd are expectant. Last home game of the season. Got to win the last one of the season. Send them into the summer break happy. As Wimmer has got the ball. Plays it into Kimpembe, onto Gallagher. Turns on that. Has had already a couple of shots today. Has had another one deflected behind again. Have another go, perhaps. No, it's all going to break down, isn't it? Although it picked up with Jens. Back into Eriksson. Tries to stab it forward. Chukwuemeka down just outside the box. Max Arnold is going to send it in. Please be better than the corner. For goodness sake. See, now he plays it short. There's no one to the left of him. So Beckham takes it down on his chest. And oh, offside flag goes up anyway. It runs across the front of goal, but it is a free kick to Mainz. And that is, ooh, okay, it's not going to be half time. Going to have one more highlight before we enter the half time break. As Gallagher, is he going to play it back? No, he lost it. And Kimpembe's all the way back. He is out of position. Finsgarden with the ball, trying to go across the bed. Oh, no, okay, fair enough. It looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time, which isn't good news for us. But I suppose it could always be worse as Harry Kane puts Bayern Munich 2 goals up. So at the moment, we will stay where we are. We will close the gap to 4 points to Hertha Berlin, but it will not be enough going into the final weekend. We will be too far back. So we would like a goal, please, in the second half. Let's see what we can do. Come on. One last push. If it doesn't happen, fair enough. But let's do our bit. We might need to turn to the bench as Hertha Berlin are 2 goals down now. The sides are queuing up behind them to take their place in the top 6. As I say, 7th could be good enough. We've got to win both games to be even in with a chance for that, and we've got to stop conceding here. The offside flag goes up. It did deflect off the bar, but he was offside, was Thijs. I might make an early change because Mainz have come out strong. Ball in towards the penalty area. Got to try and win the header. Got to try and get it on the grass if we can. Chavez picks it up. Trying to play a ball into the centre. Headed towards goal. Tipped away by Cabrera. There's no one's performing badly. That's the annoying thing at the moment. It's just, I mean, we've dominated the game pretty much. Mainz have started to come into it as the second half has started. But yeah, first half we were all over them. Right, we are going to make a few changes on the hour. Not happy with that. We're going to take off the young man. We're going to bring Beto on. Beto's not scored a goal since he came back from injury. We're going to take off Wimmer as well. And we're going to bring on Lindstrom. And we're going to make a change at left back as well. And Gerhardt is going to come on for Berger. If we can take it to the final day, let's do it. But yeah, at the moment, it's going to be a forlorn chase for the top 6. And it's probably going to be missing out on Europe altogether, which I wasn't expecting to make European football. It's only in the last week or so I've realised, actually, you know, it could go down another place. Depends on who wins the cup. As Beto picks the ball up, he doesn't. He gets brought down. And it is in Christian Eriksen territory. I will say that. Time for somebody to wave a magic wand, perhaps. It's going to be Max Arnold to take it instead. It's interesting. Not sure of his free kick record. Christian Eriksen's much more happy with that. Good save from the goalkeeper. To be fair, it was on target. Right. We've got 18 minutes to go. Can we find this goal? It would be beneficial to extend your season, perhaps. But no, not at this point. Gerhardt trying to drive it low, perhaps. Trying to pick somebody out. Eriksen is the man on the edge of the box. Oh, I thought it deflected. He did, but he hit the bar. Do we need to make some changes in the engine room? Let's take off Arnold. And let's bring on Osterhag. And we're going to take off Chukwueze as well. And we're going to bring on Patrice on the other side. Final change from me. Final throw of the dice. To try and get this winner. To try and get the first goal of the afternoon. Lindstrom. Driving towards the penalty area. Kambedi. Oh, it's another poor pass. Just haven't come off today. Win your final home game of the season. As I say, give the fans something to look forward to for next year. I think the future is bright. I think if I get it right in the transfer market in the summer, we could well be challenging for Europe next year. I don't think that's an impossible task. As Kidsgarden with the ball in the centre. Offside flag goes up. Know what I want to do. I don't want to rip it up and start again because there's some good players here. And I do tend to do that. But I'm going to try and avoid it as much as I can. Lindstrom trying to drive down the field. Free kick. As we are both going to be playing Bundesliga football next year. We will see Mainz again. Hopefully it will be a better game next time around. Eriksen with the free kick now. Towards... I would have sent it into the mixer, Christian. You've sent the centre-back forwards. As the ball is looking for Beto inside the penalty area, can't find a header. Will we see a chance in stoppage time? No, we will not. As St. Pauli lead Hertha Berlin by 3-1. We will wrap up that game with Freiburg in a second. As it's going to finish 0-0 on our final home game of the season. That's a disappointing result for us. Does nothing for us. Does mean we might not make it into the top half in the end. But yeah, with Eintracht Frankfurt and Dortmund to come later, they're definitely in pole position now because Gladbach have lost and Union Berlin have only picked up a point. So only one result to confirm from Saturday, and that is that Eintracht Frankfurt beat Dortmund by 3-2 to cement their place in the top 4, and Dortmund are going to miss out on 6th place as well. So it's between Gladbach and Hertha Berlin for the final place in Europe, as Nürnberg beat Bayer Leverkusen by 5-4 on Sunday. So Freiburg go into the final day of the Bundesliga season needing a result to stay out of the relegation places down to Bundesliga 2. Right, so here are the games for the final day of the Bundesliga season. Bayer Leverkusen are at home to already relegated Hanover. Eintracht Frankfurt take on Bayern Munich. We're taking on Freiburg. Gladbach are at home to St. Pauli. Heidenheim are at home to Nürnberg. Hertha Berlin are at home to Stuttgart. Hoffenheim are at home to RB Leipzig. Mainz are at home to Union Berlin. And Werder Bremen are at home to Dortmund. Let's see all the results. And our result on the final day is a draw with Freiburg. We've done it again, folks. We've sent somebody down to the 2nd division on the final day of the season. Because Freiburg had to better Nürnberg's result, and they didn't. Nürnberg finished 0-0 with Heidenheim. So here's how the last day of the season wound up, as Bayer Leverkusen drew with Hanover. 2-2 between Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayern Munich. There's the draw we had with Freiburg. Gladbach pinch 6th place. They won, Hertha Berlin lost. Whoops-a-daisy for them. There's the Heidenheim result with Nürnberg. There is Hertha Berlin losing to Stuttgart. Hoffenheim drew with RB Leipzig to secure their place in the division. Mainz drew with Union Berlin, and Werder Bremen drew with Dortmund. So yeah, we don't finish in the top half, but we are top of the bottom half. So as I mentioned in the episode already, 7th might be good enough for Hertha Berlin to get into Europe. We will see what happens there. Bayern Munich win the league by 5 points in the end. Stuttgart rallied, but was too late for them. Bayer Leverkusen and Eintracht Frankfurt, it's a goal that sees Bayer Leverkusen in front of them. Wow. So yeah, they were level on points. They were level on goal difference. It's goals scored that sees Eintracht Frankfurt into 4th and Bayer Leverkusen into 3rd. Europa League football for RB Leipzig, and then Hertha Berlin beaten by Gladbach in the end. There's some 47, so just a point behind Dortmund and Union Berlin. 2 draws in the last 2 games of the season, putting pay to any aspirations of Europe for us. We've done quite well to get into 10th place, in my opinion. So Hanover, bottom on 13. Freiburg down. Nürnberg will play in the relegation playoff to see if they stay in the Bundesliga or not. And to confirm the relegation playoff, so Nürnberg will be taking on Fortuna Düsseldorf in that playoff to see who remains or who comes up from the Bundesliga 2 next season. Because we will see Cologne next year. We will also see Kaiserslautern, who I have very bad memories of Kaiserslautern. So I'll take you back to the year 1999. Tottenham won the League Cup against Leicester in 1999. Alan Nielsen scored the winning goal. We played Kaiserslautern in the Cup, UEFA Cup as it was known back then, and we lost to them. So yeah, I will be looking forward to playing Kaiserslautern. And with a budget of £18 million set for next year, we are going to have a few things to sort out. Let's just say that. Things will probably have to happen out the door before we start thinking about things in the door. But we'll see what we do in the summer. Chukwueze definitely probably will come in. Conor Gallagher, not so much. It's going to cost us a lot of money from the £18 million that we have already. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the summer. Join me for season 2 with Wolfsburg, and let's see if we can push them onto the European places as the fixer continues. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.